Sudhir?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So yes, we'll continue. So we're talking about the different types of data. Okay. So in Python, जब हम data बोलते हैं, right? When we pass a data, we also need to tell. Okay, and this is true about any programming language. कुछ भी अगर C, C++, Java, Python सब में है कि it has to know. Okay, when I say it is machine. Computer has to know कि data का type क्या है, right? Because based on the type, okay, the different operations will be performed. Okay, जैसे अगर बोलता हूँ number है तो then you can do add. अगर मैं बोलता हूँ कि text है, then you can't multiply two text, right? लेकिन मैं बोलता हूँ कि number है, then you can actually multiply, divide. So the first thing which programming language has to know about any data, okay, is to know what type of data it is. तो अगर मैं 5 लिखता हूँ, this means it is in number, right? So this is how we write comment. हमने ये discuss किया था ना, comment means it's a message that we write for ourselves, right? So computer is not going to
Yes, sir.
Python is not going to read it. So number, okay, so 5 is a number. In programming languages and specifically in Python, numbers are of two types. एक होता है integer and float. Okay, float मतलब हमारा decimal वाला, right? Like 1.5,
Point वाला.
हाँ 1.5, 1.3, 100.9, तो decimal point होना चाहिए, और integer होता है तुम्हारा without decimal. Okay, so without decimal. Okay, so when I say 5, okay, it is a number, and in number also it is of type integer, क्योंकि इसमें decimal point नहीं है, right? So I can define 5, but how do I use 5? So what we do is we create a variable name, नाम देते हैं. Okay, data को उसका यूज करना है तो we have to hold it in somewhere. मान लो कि तुम्हें तुम्हें सामान लाना है मार्केट से, राइट? तो अगर तुम्हें कुछ करना है, कुछ लाना है, कुछ लिखना है, लिखने के लिए नोटबुक चाहिए, सामान लाने के लिए बैग चाहिए, सो यू नीड समथिंग दैट विल होल्ड द वैल्यू, राइट? सो ओके, तो उसको बोलते हैं हम लोग वेरिएबल. सो वेरिएबल इज ऑफ कोर्स वेरिएबल जिसे हम यूज करके वो वैल्यू स्टोर करते हैं, वैल्यू होल्ड करते हैं. So if I have to use 5 in my program, I have to create a variable name which will have the value 5. मैंने क्या किया, मैंने लिख दिया number 1. So this number 1 is called variable name. Okay, it's called variable name because it's going to store a variable value. अभी इसको variable क्यों बोलते हैं? क्योंकि you can change it. पहले number 1 दिया है, and now I can give number 60, right? So first we gave number 1 value 5. Now I'm giving 60 to number 2. Okay, so that's why we call it as variable name, because the value that it's storing can change. You can change it anytime, right? So when I said bag, you go today, you get guava, tomorrow you can go get apple, right? So it's a bag which will hold. So it's a variable, you can put anything in that bag. So when it's a variable name, it can store any type of value, right? It can store 5, it can store 60, etc. So these are called variable names. Okay. Now, so generally in mathematics, we write x equal to 10, right? Or a equal to 5. So same thing here in programming also we have said number 1 equal to 5. Okay. So number 1 is the variable name and 5 is the value. So if when I say a equal to 5, a is the name, variable name, and 5 is the value. So same thing I'm calling it number 1 equal to 5. That means, so you have variable name here, which is number 1, and value, which is 5. Okay. So there are two new terms we have learned now. One, your variable name, and second, the value, right? And we spoke about value can be number, it can be a text, right? So we'll focus only on number for now for some time, and then we'll go to text. Okay. Now there are some rules that we need to follow when you are giving a variable name. Okay, rules to follow for giving variable names. Okay, so first rule, your variable name, okay, should contain only text, okay, or so text, I'll say alphabets. So you can have A to Z, capital A to Z. Okay, Python is case sensitive language. We discussed this other day. Python is case sensitive language. So capital A is different than small a. Okay. So your variable name should contain alphabet. Okay, should contain alphabet, and it can also have numbers. So numbers is of course 0 to 9, correct? And only one special character is allowed, which is underscore. Okay, so you can create variable names with alphabet, numbers, and underscore. So number 1 is a valid name, right? Val is a valid variable name, right? Val 1 is also valid. Okay, val 1, this is different than, both are valid. Okay, both are valid variable names. Okay, but they are different because one is small, another one is all capital, right? So they are different. Okay, so that's one rule. Second rule, what it says is, if it should always start with an alphabet, okay, or a underscore. It can also, I cannot say one val. One val is not correct. So if I say equal to 10, so there is no error. Python is not giving any error, right? But I cannot say one val. Okay, your variable name should not start with number. Okay, it should start with alphabet. Okay, you can write after alphabet. I can say V1L, that is also fine. Okay, but the first character has to be your character alphabet. Okay, or you can have underscore also. But if you have underscore, then the first character has to be an alphabet. So number cannot come before alphabet. Underscore can come before alphabet, but number I cannot say underscore 1 val. I can say underscore V1L. This is fine. This is accepted. Okay, but generally when you start with underscore, it has a meaning. We will discuss when we talk about class and objects. Maybe after 4 or 5 classes, we'll speak about the significance of using underscore in the beginning. So for now, and just keep in mind that we should not use underscore in the beginning. Okay, we can use it. Okay, but it has a special meaning. Okay, internally it has a special meaning. We can talk about we'll talk about class and objects. Okay, so here you can use this. This is perfectly fine. Okay, first character, remember, has to alphabet. Okay, A to Z, and the rest you can have anything. Doesn't really matter. You can have underscore, number, another alphabet. Okay, all these are fine to give a variable name. So this is what we say when we talk about variable names, right? So okay, so variable names, as the name suggests, these are name, just a name holder, right? To indicate a value, to store a value. Okay, any question on number variable names? Did you get it? The rules?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Great. So these are the rules to create variable names, and the purpose is to store a value. As the name suggests, temporary, variable. Variable is temporary, right? Means that you can keep changing value every time. So now you have 5, then you can have 10, then you can have 50. Okay, doesn't matter. Okay. Coming to the value now, right side. Value is always on the right side, right? Variable names are always on left side. Mathematics, we say x equal to 5. We don't say 5 equal to x. Yes, we do say sometimes 5 equal to x, but that's not the right notation, right? Okay, you have to have variable names on the left hand side and the value on the right hand side. Okay, so value on the right hand side, 5 is a number. Okay, so what I was telling you before was that in programming, okay, and so in mathematics, in programming, we have to tell the type of the data. Okay, this is called data. Okay, the number is called data, and the computer, the program, the Python has to know the data type. Okay, what type of data you are passing, because based on that only it will be able to perform operation. So when I say number, it can perform mathematical operation. If I say string or we say text, you can't perform mathematical operation on text, right? You can't multiply Sachin into Saurabh, right? But you can multiply 5 into 6,
Yes, sir.
correct?
Yes.
So, so,
Yes.
so we have to give value, okay, and internally, Python tries to find out what kind of value it is. So when I say 5, it is number, and we discussed that number values in Python are of two types. One is your integer, other is float. Okay, integer means numbers without decimal part. Okay, and float means with decimal part. Okay, so now when I say
Yes,
number
sir.
equal to 5, what is the data type of number 1? This variable. What is data type of number 1?
Sir, 5.
Integer.
No, data value is 5. Data type is integer. Okay, value is 5. Data is 5. But data type, I told you, right? It is either integer or float. Since it is value 5, not 5.0, it is integer. So to find the value, we say print number 1, correct? To find the
Yes.
type of data, okay, we use a function called as type of number 1. So when you say type of number 1, it will give us the type, it will give us the type, okay, the data type of variable number 1. And if you want to print it on the screen, then we put entire thing in print. So here we are using two functions, the type function and print function. We discussed what print function is last class, right? So whatever you give inside print is printed on the screen, right? And type is a function which we are learning today. It gives us the type of the data. So now when I say print number 1, in this case, it will print the value 5, right? And here it should print the data type of number 1. So what should we value? Okay, so let's run it and see. So first you have number 1, okay. Sorry, so before that you have line number 1, hello, right? So you got hello here. Then the next print is line number 4, number 1. So number 1 is what? 5. And now we have the type of data, which is int. Int is a short form for integer. Okay. So the data type here is int. Right? Data type is
Int.
int. Yes. Okay. Now if I make this at 5.0, then what happens?
ये float हो जाएगा सर जी.
Float ho jayega, exactly. So see, it says class float. Okay. So everything in okay, so we call Python as object-oriented programming language. Okay, everything is treated as class. That's why you see class int, class float. And what is class and object? We'll talk about once we cover the basic of Python. Then we get into class and objects. Okay, so we'll learn what is the meaning of class and other things. Okay, but now let's focus on the basic of programming. Okay, so yes, so the data type that we have learned today. Two data types we have learned, right? One is integer, one is float. Integer is without decimal part, float is with decimal part. Both are numeric. Okay. The third data type that you're going to learn today is called str. Okay, str or string. Okay, So here what I'm going to do, I'm going to say val1 equal to hello. Okay. And I'm going to say val1 here. Now you see this. We discussed about number. Now we're talking about text. Okay. The text in Python is called string. Okay. The text in Python is called string. Okay. So, so how do we differentiate between string and number? Okay. When you are declaring, okay, we declare number without any quotation. Directly we say number 1 equal to 5, right? But when you're declaring string, you put it in the quotation. You put it in the quotation. Now, text cannot be without quotation.
Quotation.
Okay. So now what I'll do is I will say print type of val1, right? So I'm going to say print type of val1. Now when I run it, see hello and class str for string. Okay, so these are called data types. So we have seen 3 data types. One is integer, float, and now we are seeing string. And why are we learning data types? Because it is important to know the data types, because based on that only we will be able to perform different operations. Okay, so when you have exam, let's say tomorrow you have maths exam, will you read English today? No, you will read maths only, because the questions will come from mathematics. So if you read English, you will not be preparing for your exam, right? So same thing. If we are using numbers, if we are performing mathematical operations, then declaring the string is not going to serve our purpose. Okay, great. So we have seen numbers, we have seen text. These 3 are called basic data types. Okay, basic data types. We have advanced complex data types as well. We will see after a couple of classes. But for now, what we have seen so far is basic data types. Data types, and we have seen integer, float, string. We have 2 more data types which are part of basic. One is called Boolean, other is called complex. Okay, what is Boolean? Any guesses? Boolean means 2 values, bool, 2 values, true or false. Okay, it can either be true or false, nothing else. Okay, so okay, so how do you write true and false in Python? Okay, so let's say if I have to create a say decision1 equal to true. Now you see this. TRUUE is the text, right? But I'm not putting it in the quotation. When you write T capital, RUE is small. When you write T capital, RU is small, because Python is case sensitive. Okay, when you write this way, it assumes, Python assumes that it converts into Boolean type. Okay, now if I say TRUE, see here it is not blue and it's giving error. Okay, true, the true and false, yes, no kind of thing is only processed if you write T capital and others in small, F capital, others small. If you write all capitals, it is being treated as a string. So this will give error. You have to put quotation here. This is not performing your true false, yes, no. It is performing text. Okay, but this one is your true false, yes, no. Okay, so to do that, we can use this print and print type. Let's see. Okay, so this is decision1. Okay, this is D1. Okay, Now let's run and see the result. So this true, right? Resolution one value is true, and class is bool. Here it is true, but class is str, string. Okay, it has to be T capital rest small. It means it is Boolean type, yes, no type. And this is one of the important data type as well, along with numbers and string. Okay. Any questions so far, guys?
No, sir.
All good?
Yes.
Perfect.
Yes.
We'll see. We'll operate. We'll have different, just like you can perform plus, minus, into division on numbers. There are some operations that you can perform in text. There's some operation you can perform on bool. Okay. So I don't know, for Abir and Arav, it could be new for you when we do those operations, but others might have done in engineering. That's okay. Okay, don't worry. We will, we'll do from basic. Okay. So those are different operations. We'll probably do it in the next class. Okay. Let's talk about the fifth data type, which is complex. What is complex, guys? Sudeep, what is complex?
Complex means in Bengali meaning is jotil.
Are not Bengali? I'm talking about your mathematics.
Complex means add karna.
Nahi, add karna is not complex. Your mechanical background, right?
Sir, can I say?
Yes, Abir.
Sir, complex means it's
No, you may not be able to tell. Okay, so complex is square root
something
of
which we
-1.
cannot understand.
No. That is English meaning. That's the Bengali meaning, English meaning. But in mathematics, complex means square root of -1. You can't understand square root of -1. So that's why it's called complex. Square root of, what is square root of 1?
-1. 1.
And what is square root of -1?
-1.
1.
Square root of
1, sir.
-1. How can it be 1 only? Square root of 1 is also
Just
1.
again.
Square root of -1 is also 1. Okay,
Sir, I think it's -1 only.
so, Abir, have you done square root in your class?
No, sir.
What is square root of 4?
2.
2.
No, Abir, I'm asking.
Sir, 2.
How do you know it is 2?
Sir, because my father father was doing the square roots with my brother.
Okay, correct. You're right. Okay. So yes, so see, square means multiplying same number. Okay. X square means x into x. If I say 4 square means 4 into 4. 8 square means 8 into 8. 9 square means 9 into 9. 100 square means 100 into 100. Okay. So it is square means you're multiplying with same number, right? So for example, if I say 8 in 8 square, let's say I say 8 square. 8 square is 8 into 8. Okay. So you have cube. Cube means 8 into 8 into 8, 3 times. Okay. So square means you're multiplying same number twice. So 8 square means 8 into 8. What is the value of Abir? 8 into 8?
Sir, it's 64.
64. Right? So 8 into 8 or 8 square is 64. Now the square root of 64 is 8. So square root means opposite of square. Square means you multiply. Square root means which number you multiply with itself will give you 64. Okay, that's what it means. Which number you multiply with itself will give you 64. So if I say square root of 64, you say 8. Okay, square root of 1 to 1 is square, not square. Okay, square root of 1 to 1 is
11.
11, because 11 into 11 will give you 121. Okay. Now in your classes, what you will be taught is that square root of minus numbers are not possible. Okay, because see, even if you take -1, let's say, what is the square of -1? What is,
1.
yeah, -1 into -1 is +1. Okay, so plus into 1 square is 1. So -2 square is 4. -9 square is -81. Sorry, +81, because minus into minus will give you plus. So minus numbers, if you do square, also get plus number, right? So you know, so that's why when you say square root of 64, it is plus or minus 8. Okay, it can be -8 also, +8 also. Square root of 1, square root of minus numbers are not defined actually. Okay, but when you go to advanced classes, okay, you will understand, when you do advanced mathematics, you will know that square root of minus numbers are possible, called complex numbers. Okay, for example, square root of -4. Okay, so okay, square root of -1 is called I. Okay, is denoted by I in mathematics. It's called complex numbers. So this I is called complex numbers. Okay, so if I do square root of 4, what is square root of 4? 2.
4 into
If I say square root of -4, 2i.
2. It's not a
Okay, square root of 4 is 2 and square root of minus is I. So we write square root of -4 as 2i. Okay, what is square root of -16?
4. 4.
4i. -16 is 4i.
It's 4i.
Okay. Okay. So I'll tell you nothing to worry about, okay, because this is the last time we'll be talking about complex. In our work, we don't come across, when you go to advanced physics, operations, then only we use complex numbers. To let you know that yes, we have a data in Python which can handle complex numbers.
12th standard math, sir. Complex number.
Yes. Okay, so we are not going to do anything after today's.
Sir,
Yes.
sir, what is the meaning of the I?
I means square
I
root
is
of
equal to
-1.
-1.
Square root of -1, not -1. Square root of -1. Okay, I means square root of -1. So when I say -4, you can write -4 as, okay, 4 into -1, and square root of 4 is 2, square root of -1 is I. That's how you get 2i. Okay, so these are called complex numbers. In Python, complex numbers, in mathematics we write I. Okay, in Python, complex numbers are represented by J. That's it. Okay, here it's called a J. So if I say print, okay, print square root of -4. Okay, how do we do square root of -4? So we have an operation called as square. So 4 into 2, what is 4 into 2?
8.
8. If I write double star, it becomes power 4 square. That's why we write 4 square in Python. So if I say 4 into 2, it becomes 16 here. Okay, let me do this, the first line. Okay, I'm going to cut all these. Okay, so this is 16. So if I do 1 by 2, it becomes square root. Okay, see, when you say into 3, it is cube. When you do 1 by 3, it becomes cube root. So if you multiply by 2, it becomes square. If you multiply by 0.5, it becomes square root. Okay, so if I say 4 into 0.5, when I run it, okay, so you got 2. Square root of 4 is 2. Now if I make it minus 4, okay, it becomes minus 2 here. What it has done is it has taken minus together, okay. So now you see this. When I say minus 4 into 0.5, what happened? 1.222 minus 16 is almost 0. 0 plus 2j. You see this 2j? Okay, in mathematics we write 2i. Here we are writing 2j. In Python we are writing 2j. Okay, so this is called complex type. Okay, so if I say val 2 equal to 5j, okay, and if I say print type of val 2, and when you run it, you get complex. Okay, so this is called complex, but I told you, right, we are not going to discuss complex anymore. This is last. Okay, this is good to know. You should know that, you know, this happens, this occurs, this is present in Python. That's it. Okay, so complex numbers are nothing but square root of -1. Okay, so we have 4 basic data types. We have integer, float, string, bool, and complex. Complex are square root of -1, and we will not discuss any more. Yes, these 4 are very important for us, and we will talk about these 4.
দাদা জয়েন কর না।
Where? Okay, so fine, guys, did you get this?
Yes,
Guys,
yes.
okay, so these are 4 basic, okay, 5 basic, but 4 important ones for us. For somebody who's working with advanced physics equations, they will be using, of course, complex numbers, but not us. Okay, so these are the 4 basic data types that we'll be working with. So we have seen what are variable names, we have seen what are data types. Okay, great. Now I will stop doing that. Okay, so now what we'll do is we will try to understand, okay, what different operations you can perform on these data type. We'll talk about operations. The first operation that we'll talk about is called arithmetic equations. Arithmetic operations. Operations means, you know what you have. So see, plus minus that we do, they're called operators. Okay, in mathematics also they're called as operators, and when you use the operator we say operation. Okay, so when we use let's say 4 plus 3, so 3 is your operator, which is your arithmetic operator. Arithmetic operators means mathematical. Arithmetics means mathematics, right? Hope everybody knows that, right? So whenever we do this basic plus minus into division, arithmetic is a part of mathematics. Mathematics has multiple parts, right? You have geometric, trigonometry, arithmetic, So arithmetic means your plus minus into divisions, basic operations that we have, they're part of arithmetic. Okay, square roots, square, these are all part of arithmetic. So arithmetic operations means we have, okay. So what I'll do is I'm going to define a variable a equal to, let's say, 5, and variable b equal to, let's say, 4. Okay. Now what I'm going to do, I'm going to say print a plus b. What will we get here?
9.
Right. Okay. A minus b.
1.
सर 1
Yes.
Normal
A
mathematics
b,
जो होगा वही आएगा.
a into b,
सर 20
20.
a by b,
Oh, Josh.
5 by 4
yeah, and what's that?
Sir, fraction.
1 point something.
1 point something, yes, right? So fraction, yes. So these are your basic arithmetic operators. We have more, okay, we'll learn more. Plus, minus, into, division. Then we have something called as square or cube. Print 3 into 4. So when I say 3 into 4, it means you are saying 3 into 3 into 3 into 3 4 times. That's what it means. Okay. 3 square, into 4 means 3 to the power 4. 3 to the power 4. 3 to the power 4. That means 3 into 3 into 3 into 3 4 times. Okay. So what do you get the answer if I run it?
Ekasi, 81.
Yes. Okay. So this is into. Okay. Now, next one is it's not square, power. Okay. We don't call it as square, we call it as power, right? 3 to power 4, 3 to power 2, 3 to power 3. Okay. Then this is called integer division, or also called as dividend. Dividend, what do you call it in mathematics? Abid probably will be able to answer. Okay. So let's say when we divide, okay, you have 5, right? And when we say by 4, right? So you say 4 1 4, okay, and you get 1. So what is this called? Dividend? What is that?
Bhag says.
Okay. So when you see here, you're not doing integer part. See, you stop here, right? We don't say point and we add 0 and say 4 2s are 8 and then to 1.25, right? So this is called your integer division. So if I give single slash, it is perfect division, right? So you get 1.25. But here, if I say a slash slash b, a slash slash b, 5 double slash, not single slash. Single slash is normal division, double slash is integer division. You will only get the integer part of this, not the decimal part. Okay, you get the integer part. Okay, and now you have something called as modulo or remainder, right? What do you call it? Okay, so we say print 5 percentage 4. So percentage we write in between. So when I say percentage, we are talking about remainder. So if I divide 5 by 4, what is the remainder? Guys, 2 more minutes. Okay, we'll wrap up for the day. When you divide 5 by 4, what do you get?
Sir, 1.
Yes, remainder is 1, right? So this is called remainder. So these are your 4 plus 3, 7 arithmetic operators. Plus, minus, into, division. Then you have integer division, you have remainder, and we have power. Okay, double into, single into is multiplication, double into is power. Okay, single division is division, double division is integer division, percentage is remainder. Yes. Right. Okay, so we'll stop here. Tomorrow we'll talk about other operators. Okay. So we'll talk about Boolean operators, logical operators. Okay. I hope you you have downloaded those applications and going through the PDF documents. Okay. Video I will share. I'll share the video today. And yeah. Okay, then have a good evening, guys.